Hi everyone, Schoolhouse Intuitive. Thanks so much for being here. I'm here with a weekly reading for everyone. This is going to be a collective reading at first, and then I'm going to break it up with timestamps. Check those out below for every zodiac sign. So it's an all signs reading for the week ahead. Okay, so for around the 24th to about the 30th of August, but time is of course approximate, right? So I'll pull tarot cards, oracle cards, and tarot tokens, and I'll share channel messages as I receive them. So before we get into the individual signs, a standard disclaimer applies, right? You have free will, final say. Your intuition knows best. Take what resonates, pardon me, and leave the rest. And this could resonate for any area of your life, career, relationships, spirituality in general, etc. So I want to start with the collective energy of the week, and that's because the Pisces lunar eclipse on 8/27 to 8/28, it is going to set a very specific tone. Now, Pisces energy, represented by major arcana, we have High Priestess and we have the Moon. All right, so Pisces energy, very emotional, intuitive, sensitive, all right, very inward. It's not always about logic, even though we're in Virgo season here. Happy birthday, Virgos. It's not always immediate either with this. This can be things that happen in stages or over time, right? Like the moon, like the lunar cycle. It's a kind of energy where you could feel something before you even understand it. So you could know something before you have like definitive proof. You could just wake up and feel different. Or you could wake up in the middle of the night having had a dream, and you feel different. Something feels different. Pay attention to those dreams during this eclipse time. You could, something could feel different, but you can't necessarily explain why. All right. So if you've been feeling blocked, lack of insight, that would be like High Priestess in reverse. And that could be turning around, because in this reading we are going to focus on like what could be exiting your life in order for something else to enter, right? The very nature of eclipsing. So when I think of Pisces energy, obviously Moon too, that's representing like moving through something where you can't see the full picture. There's uncertainty, there's like emotional fog, situations where your intuition's picking up on something that your mind hasn't fully processed yet. And that can sometimes produce anxiety, right? And then there's the High Priestess, and she doesn't rush. She's not going to force anything, right? She observes, she listens, and she trusts what needs to be revealed in its own time. And the thing with all of this with the eclipses is the energy stays with us for a while after. It's not even just weeks. It's like months sometimes, right? So this eclipse energy is not necessarily going to be immediate, solid proof clarity necessarily. For some, hey, it could be that wake up aha moment. But it's about awareness and noticing what's shifting inside before it really shows up on the outside, okay? So internal versus external shifts. It's about paying attention to what you're suddenly sick and tired of, maybe, and then what you're being called to with, intuitively, or what you may feel is like divine intervention. All right, so being drawn towards like what feels different and what no longer feels aligned to, that could be a big part of this. So sometimes an eclipse doesn't come in and announce itself, right? It's like something on the inside will change first, and then the eclipse might happen, and then your outer world will slowly start to change again over time, much like a lunar cycle is over time. So now we'll look at each sign and we'll see what could exit, what could enter. But before we do that, I just want to say it's important to listen to your sun, moon, and rising signs, because the sun's going to talk about your identity, your sense of self, your life direction in general. All right. It's going to talk about like big picture stuff, bigger story of who you're becoming even. All right. The moon sign is going to be about your emotional world, how you process feelings and things internally, right? So it's like what you feel maybe beneath the surface and what you're experiencing emotionally that not everyone's necessarily going to see. And then your rising or ascendant, that's your chart ruler, right? So this is it's really important for if you're wanting sort of things relating to like how something's going to show up in your life, like circumstances, environments, so maybe career stuff, day-to-day experiences, that sort of thing. So you could find your rising sign describes the situation itself, the moon's about like how you might be feeling about it or processing it emotionally, and then your sun sign is going to describe what it could mean for your overall growth and identity. All right, so if you know all three, you should probably listen for a more complete picture. You could notice one sign is about the event, another's the emotional experience, and another one's like the deeper meaning behind it. And so that's something, this is especially true with an eclipse. Eclipses are very powerful. So with that said, we'll get into Aries. We'll go straight all the way through. And be sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe, hype, share the video. All of that helps with a smaller channel such as this. And I appreciate you being here. And it also just, those kind of supports of the channel let me know that you would do in fact enjoy these and that I should keep doing them. So without further ado, let's get into it for Aries. So Aries, let's go ahead and get just an overall message for you. Overall, decks I use are below. Let's see for Aries. Nothing is yet set in stone. Okay, so nothing's set in stone for you, Aries. Let's see. And I'll share what I received too, by the way. And then cool your emotions, full moon in Aries. Oh, well, is this not your card or what? Because it says right there, full moon in Aries. All right, I'm going to get a tarot token. These are by Jamie Sawyer. Okay, and just kind of tuning into your overall energy. Oh, those are the larger ones. Let's use the smaller ones that have the minor arcana as well. So for Aries, you have the Queen of Cups, Aries. All right, so Queen of Cups, there she is. Very intuitive energy. I mean, again, this is connecting right to water sign energy, you know, Pisces, Scorpio, and of course, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Yeah. So Aries, your eclipse is bringing up the question of like where you're actually heading. All right. You could have been feeling very determined about something, but then something about that is starting to shift. And the Queen of Cups is feeling that shift. So you may have been very determined. And then there's just a change now. So what could exit is the need to force an outcome. That could be part of this cool the emotions. So you could be getting tired of pushing something forward that isn't really moving naturally. So there's a sense of impatience, like wanting answers right away, wanting the clarity now, but something could be slowing you down. And that slowdown could actually be some sort of protection. So there could just be a new direction that's entering. So a new opportunity, a new sense of motivation. Something feels more aligned with who you are, not who you thought you were going to be. All right. You could realize you're not losing anything. You're just changing direction. And maybe that's a good way to look at it. So let's see what else the cards have to say for Aries. Let's get a future higher self card. So maybe a token or a card to meditate on this week is the Queen of Cups. Okay. Yeah, a detour is available that you can benefit from. Again, you're not really seeing necessarily what it is just yet. So with greater awareness, you'll find the answers you're looking for. A detour is available. It's basically just what I said, all right? That there's a change in direction possibly that's more aligned with who you are, not where you first thought you were going to go. Think of the Queen of Cups and what she represents. Okay. Compassion, you know, a very nurturing kind of energy, a very healing and supportive energy, and extremely intuitive. Let's get you a numbers card, an angel number for Aries. 1616. So this is a sign of your willpower. So this is about focusing on your strengths and your determination. And you know, another thing that comes in with the Queen of Cups for me is like everything else has maybe been stepping stones, right? So it's not a loss. It's still going to get you where you need to be, but it just might not be exactly how you thought it would be. And eclipses can be very corrective. And then you have Squirrel, card 42, with unfolding reality. So this is third eye chakra. And this is about allowing your journey to unfold one step at a time and not being afraid of the unknown. Trust you'll have what you need when you need it. So I do hope that this reading helped. Be sure to like the video, hype, subscribe, all the things. Appreciating you very much. Thank you so much, Aries. Take care. Next, we are going to move on to Taurus. So Taurus, the eclipse is going to ask you to look at what you define, like how you define security. All right. How do you define security? Let's go ahead and get a token, a tarot token. And we have transformation here with the death, okay? So water energy, Scorpio energy coming in. Again, it's a watery eclipse, right? So Taurus, this is about comfort and alignment, not necessarily being the same thing. All right, I know that could sound a little confusing. Let's get a few cards to clarify. You'll notice in death here in tarot, they're all responding differently to this death rider. Right? So it's something else to keep in mind. Let me see here, Taurus. So step out of your comfort zone, right? Again, just that same message of comfort and alignment not always being the same thing. I just said that. So what could exit is a situation you've stayed in because it's familiar. Maybe it's connecting to job, finances, that sort of thing, home life even. There's a relationship dynamic that feels stable, but only because it's predictable. So you could start realizing that familiarity alone isn't going to be enough for you anymore. Advice, detoxify. Look at that. There's your card. Funny because Aries had their full moon in Aries. Now we're in Taurus and you have full moon in Taurus. So it's time to detox. That's part of the transformation here happening for you during this eclipse, Taurus. So what could enter for you is a stronger foundation once you've freed up some of that energy. So it's a stronger foundation. Could be a new career, health opportunity, a routine, financial opportunity. But most importantly, what you need to remember is self-trust. That's the kind of trust that even if things change, you have faith in yourself. You know you're going to be okay, right? It's more important to have trust in oneself. Messages from your future higher self. Whoa, 2 cards for you. So you're stepping into your highest divine life path here with this eclipse. And there's a seagull on the card. And then realize you have all the qualities to be a leader. Right? And what else for Taurus? Whoa. We have 1919, a sign of your patience. Patience and hard work make dreams a reality. And for your animal card, Taurus, you have 2 cards. Energy protection with armadillo, card 1. Earth star chakra. You are indeed an earth sign. Are you feeling sensitive to harsh energies? Remember to shield yourself, ask your angels to guard and protect you, and trust you're safe. And then you have this beautiful swan here, card 29, with becoming, heart chakra. So again, that message of letting go with what isn't authentic and becoming who you were born to be and letting your true self emerge. That is what I have for you, Taurus. Be sure to show support of the video. Thanks so much. Wishing you a happy eclipse. All right, moving right along. Moving on to Gemini. So Gemini, let's get a tarot token for you. Overall energy for Gemini. The King of, get that in the light. The King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles. This is good. This is like, tuning into abundance, leadership abilities, security, prosperity. So what I was getting is this eclipse could feel like mental noise that's finally starting to clear. So you may finally be getting that clarity you've been needing or wanting. Maybe it has to do with things of King of Pentacles sort of themes, you know, money, security, home, that sort of thing. All right, just stability in general. Now, what could exit for you, Gemini, is any sort of overthinking, confusion, illusion, mixed signals, replaying conversations, trying to decode the behavior of someone else, maybe doesn't quite make sense. You could just reach a point where your mind is tired of kind of that circular looping, all right? So that makes room for clarity. Maybe an important conversation happens for you. There could be a message or a piece of information that changes your perspective and something just kind of clicks, right? So it could be a mental breakthrough. Suddenly something that felt overly complicated could be very simple and straightforward all of a sudden, right? So this is, a time to give rather than take with the new moon in Virgo. Get another card for you though. Okay. Open up to change, new moon, and your fellow air sign of Aquarius. I'm going to get some messages from your future higher self to further clarify. The healing must be completed before your life can transform. Again, it's like you're clearing out any sort of mental clutter that could be in the way to clarity. And then you'll have financial security in life. And that goes right along with that King of Pentacles energy. So this is feeling pretty good for you from a career standpoint, a money standpoint even. And then you have a sign of leadership with 99. So this is about inspiring and leading by a higher perspective. But let's always see what the animals have to say for Gemini. Limitless. Yeah. Card 30, Otter, heart chakra. This is about dreaming bigger and knowing much more is possible than you're allowing yourself to see. Let yourself have what you truly desire. Again, being open up to that change. So the time to give rather than take too. That I actually want to get a clarifier on that. There's something about that is, I kind of feel like maybe you have been giving and that's part of the issue. Let me get a clarifier. Yeah, emotions are running high, supermoon. So someone could actually be asking you to really speak about your emotions, or really, because maybe there's been this energy of like coolness regarding emotions. So this could be a time to open up and express one's emotions, but in sort of a still a cool kind of calm way. But it's just basically so that you can then move on completely from a situation. All right. So that is what I have for you. And do please like, subscribe, hype, all the stuff to show support. I appreciate you very much. And I'm wishing you a very happy eclipse. Moving on to Cancer energy. So Cancer, let's get you a token. Oh, 5 of Pentacles. Oh, get that in the light. So 5 of Pentacles here. And we're going to get another one for you. 3 of Cups in reverse. Okay, I always like to clarify that 5 of Pentacles. So with the 5 of Pentacles, this isn't usually one people want to see, but here's the thing. This is about regret or emotional weight. So this makes sense for me to see this here, okay? This is about, it could be some sort of detachment, breakup. It could be like having attachment to the past, or something that just isn't, it could be something that you're tied to out of obligation rather than actually wanting it. With the 5 of Pentacles, it could be, again, sort of feeling, just not really feeling 100%. So there's a need to understand why something happened the way it did. Sorting through those emotions, that 3 of Cups in reverse, right? So both of these, the 3 of Cups in reverse and the 5 of Pentacles, can have to do with isolation or loneliness in some way. So what is exiting for you is like that continuous, searching for answers, but getting stuck. There's a need to understand for like why something happened the way it did, but being able to move forward without regret and guilt is key. So that way, you want that emotional freedom. Okay, we want the new beginning. So we're making room for peace. So you could realize that something doesn't affect you the way it used to. Really like deep healing could be a theme for you, Cancer. And again, it's like the past no longer having that same emotional control over you. All right. So let's see what the cards have to say for Cancer. The answers you need are coming. Okay. Full moon in Gemini. Yeah, you're getting the answer. You could also just realize like how you feel emotionally about something, getting that emotional clarity. All right. And we have talk less, feel more. There it is. Last quarter moon in Pisces. So maybe you actually need to go within in order to get that emotional clarity. All right. What else do we have? Cancer, you're a deeply intuitive sign anyway. Again, very emotional like Pisces. And oh, look at that. So you may be having some sort of spiritual awakening here. 1111, you're drawn to higher vibrations. That is fabulous. And what else for Cancerian energy? I have my Ascendant and many other Cancer placements. A couple other at least. All right. So you have so much to offer the world. Don't ever doubt your contribution. I think you're too hard on yourself here, Cancer. All right. What else do we have? You'll get what you wish for, but is it truly what you want? Again, you're exploring your own emotions, your feelings, and follow those gut feelings, right? You're ruled by the moon, so you are very affected by lunar eclipses and just lunar events in general. And Bald Eagle, card 9. Ooh, you have another one coming out. Card 9, Bald Eagle, Observer, Root Chakra. So this is seeing your situation from a higher point of view and letting spirit guide you toward your next step. So this is trusting the wisdom of your higher self. I don't know why some of you still doubt yourself, but I can understand, based on my own journey. So following your hunches here is important. Card 18, Skunk, Expression, Sacral Chakra. This is embracing your creative talents, expressing your true personality without holding back, being bold, courageous, and not filtering yourself. That's what I have for you. You know how to show support, and I'm wishing you a fantastic eclipse season there, Cancer. All righty. Next, we have Leo. Leo just had their birthday. All right, Leo, what do we have for you? Ooh, look at that. Beautiful, shiny Ace of Pentacles for Leo. Hey, this is an ace of, it's like a big O there for opportunity. So this is a new job, income, prosperity, promotion. Excellent. Looking absolutely awesome for you here, Leo. What I was getting is you could feel like there's some sort of evolution with your identity for this eclipse. So what could exit is anything like an outdated version of yourself, the need for approval, the need to like prove yourself. So a part you've been playing basically, just so other people are comfortable. You may be ready to stop performing and to start being, more authentic. And not that you haven't been, but just you could be stepping into a truer version of yourself. So that's what could enter is actually a new creative direction, a new sense of self, becoming a lot less concerned about how you're perceived and more aligned with who you actually are. What other themes for Leo? Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. So getting started on that if you haven't already. And step up and lead. New moon in Capricorn. All right, Leo. That's what we have for that. Let's get future higher self cards for you. So maybe some of you are getting ready to step up and lead, and that's part of this opportunity coming in. Yeah, you're going to master your material reality in the future. Oh, wow. All right, maybe through your leadership skills. And then own your time, give it meaning. Don't let it pass you by. We don't know how long we have, right? Okay, on the floor, you have 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is about staying true to yourself. What do you know? Stay true to yourself, stand firm as things change around you. And Cat, withdraw, card 32. And you are the lion, right? So there's a big kitty there, throat chakra. Let go of your need to control a situation. This is about retreating into your sacred space and allowing a divinely orchestrated solution to unfold. So you may be getting clarity during this eclipse and feeling divinely led and guided. And that's what I have for you, Leo. Please do show support of the video, letting me know that you enjoy these and you'd like me to continue doing these. All right. So moving on now to Virgo. Happy birthday, Virgo. We'll have to get you a bonus token here. First token out. Strength in reverse. And we're going to get you 3. King of Pentacles. And 3 of Pentacles. All right. So Virgo, what I feel is highlighted is your balance in life and relationships in general. Okay. You could be feeling like, so something that could exit is like any sort of over responsibility, over functioning, trying to fix everything, carrying more than the group. All right. You could start noticing where things have been uneven for a really long time and that where you've just been holding back. So there could have been a lot of self-doubt, or you're dealing with people who are prideful or abusing their power in some way, maybe. King of Pentacles coming in strong. This is about taking control, taking charge, being that solid leader, that wise investor, and that leads to abundance. Now, the 3 of Pentacles coming in, a common theme for that could be about craftsmanship, working on developing your skills, like collaboration, quality. Those are all things that can come in with that. So what could enter, and what I feel these are connecting to, are better boundaries. All right, more like healthy dynamics. So and more of a trust in your own emotional signals instead of like overriding them with logic maybe. So, but let's see what the cards have to say for you. I'm going to actually move these and these so we have more room on our table to set this up how we want. Okay, maybe you're in fact restructuring something. All right, reorganizing. We have a time for healing with the balsamic moon. And so deeply healing lunar eclipse for you during your birthday season. And we have a take a reality check, full moon in Capricorn. And 333, protection. So this is about angels guiding you to the right path. Messages from your future higher self. You will find your place in the world even when you don't know how. And there's nothing outside of you that can fulfill you. So more key messages. Let's get an animal healing card for Virgo. Lizard, aligning to eternity, card 46. Crown chakra energy. So this is about not letting space or time limit you, believing everything's possible now, and being open to magic and miracles. And because it's your birthday, one more. Kingfisher, quantum mechanics, earth star chakra. So we go from the crown chakra all the way down through the feet into the earth. And it's time for a quantum leap, Virgo. Let go of fear. Don't hesitate for too long when a golden opportunity presents itself. The King of Pentacles will be all over that. So that is what I have for you. I hope this eclipse treats you well, and you know how to show support if you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for being here. Take care. Now, Libra. Fellow Libra. All right, let's see. What does this eclipse have for Libra? You have a Hermit. All right, so maybe you're on that Virgo Libra cusp. So Libra, inner guidance, searching for truth, maybe going within. Relationships are going to be a focus. I know we might get sick of that, but it is going to be a focus here. What could exit Libra is the people pleasing. Any side of like sort of one-sided connections could be on their way out. And also you having to always be that leader or that wise one, maybe that's something that's, just to like maintain the harmony. Maybe that's something that's going to be adjusting here or exiting. You could finally start asking for what you need instead of always trying to do it on your own or, always kind of like even focusing on others. So that way you'll make room for what could enter is like a healthier relationship, more balanced mutual effort, reciprocity in relationships, a stronger sense of self-worth in connections, and just across the board, really. What else for Libra? And do remember, I have another channel called School Us Intuitive with a traditional spelling for Libras. So I post there multiple times a week. So if you're interested and you don't already know me from there. All right. So on the floor, Libra, we have, what do you know? Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. This is a Piscean full Pisces lunar eclipse, right? So Pisces lunar eclipse, and absolutely balancing our spirituality. Very, that's what this Pisces eclipse can feel like, you know, very intuitive, deeply connecting to spirituality, but practicality, bringing in that Virgo energy. And in fact, you have the major arcana of Virgo. So it's all kind of piecing together within this reading. Okay, what else for Libra? Balancing out spirituality and practicality. And that could shift the way you approach life in general. This could be a very life-altering eclipse for you, Libra. Take inspired action. Full moon in Virgo. Wow, are you in line with this eclipse or what? Virgo season, Pisces eclipse. I mean, you get Pisces, you get Virgo. Awesome, Libra. Libras, you are so connected, more so than you maybe even realize. I don't think Libras get enough credit for how intuitive they really are. All right, so, but we like to consider everything, right? That's part of us having a fair and balanced approach to life in general. And so, yeah, balancing the spirituality and practicality. So 1717, connecting to the higher mission. This is about being, it's time to inspire, teach, and heal others. But we don't have to save others, right? All right, what else? Spend less time worrying about your appearance. You're enough. And spend more time on your spiritual growth. Okay. Wow. So spend less time on this and more time on that. What do you know, Libra? Big transformation here, though. I think you have this energy of like, you know, take it or leave it. This is me. And I think that's awesome. All right, Libra. What else for my lovely Libras, my fellow Libras? Coyote stillness, card 31. Throat chakra. Take some time to rest and reconnect with your inner voice. Be still and listen. What is your inner wisdom revealing to you, Libra? Wishing you a very happy eclipse. Thank you so much for being here, and you know how to show support. All right, moving right into Scorpio. So Scorpio, something's coming into awareness. Oh, we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. We're going to get another one. The Sun in reverse. Okay. And one more. The Justice. Okay, Justice in reverse. So all these are in reverse. Now, some people get nervous, you know, when they see something in reverse. I want to say, I feel like some of this is like denial of a hidden or denial of the truth in general. Okay, when I see the three of these in reverse like that, the Five of Pentacles in reverse could also be recovery, an improvement to some sort of situation. That's good. We want it in reverse. With the Sun in reverse, this could be some sort of delay or sadness, or just feeling even exhausted. And then with Justice in reverse, this could be feeling as though something was not fair, or there was something was not honest in some way. So, or someone could be denying something even. So what could exit is denial, illusion, a secret or hidden truth, a pattern even that's been being avoided, something that, you know, is going to become impossible to ignore. And yeah, expect powerful change with a new moon eclipse. This is going to all shift. Yep, find a balance here with full moon in Libra. Things will balance out. This is good because we have that Justice in reverse, and now we're getting balance is key. So to rise, we must let go of the fear. And we have know that whatever decision you made, it was the right one. You'll be getting clarity. Sometimes eclipses are not good for getting clarity right in the moment. Now, what is going to enter, though, is it feels like if it doesn't happen during the eclipse, it could happen after, is that clarity, that truth, that self-trust. So with that, there could be a sense of empowerment, because once you see something clearly, you're going to respond. All right, we have 66, creativity. So life flowing with love, abundance, and opportunity. And for Scorpio, crocodile boundaries. Card 15, sacral chakra. Be clear about what's important to you. Communicate your boundaries without fear and don't settle for less than you deserve. That could be the key for you this eclipse season. That's what I have for you, Scorpio, and you know how to show support. Thanks so much for being here. All right, moving on to Sagittarius. I feel like expansion kind of energy for you with this eclipse. We have the 10 of Wands in reverse here, Sagittarius. So with the 10 of Wands in reverse, it feels kind of like, with particular attention to the eclipse, it feels like there is a lifted burden here. It's like any sort of overload or delay, I feel like that could be fixed, you know, so that like any sort of limitation, fear, restriction, someone else's expectations, all that. Or if you've been choosing based on something that feels practical instead of what you really want, that could clear out. And that's going to make room for expansion, for movement, which is what you like, right? Opportunity. This is a new direction that's going to energize and open once we lift that burden, okay? So something could come into that reminds you that there's more available to you than you realized, okay? Life's improving here. Let's see. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. And then we have, for Sagittarius, lighten up. Oh, love and light. What do you know? This is last quarter moon in fellow fire sign of Leo. And then you have, it was necessary ending so that you can pursue the life you're destined to lead. Leave the past behind. So leaving it all behind, something behind. And learning how to honor and treat your body well is also really important during this eclipse time, eclipse season. 22, balance. So turning your dreams into reality. And then you also have frog, awakening, throat chakra, card 35 with frog. Remember who you are, Sag. What parts of you are you judging or hiding from the world? This is about letting your true magic come back into life. All right. So letting that true magic come back, return, and I'm wishing you a very happy eclipse. You know how to show support. Thanks so much for being here. Next, we have Hanged Man coming in for Capricorn. It's in reverse, though. So Capricorn, with the Hanged Man in reverse, this could have to do with some sort of delay or resistance in some way. This is about what you're carrying too. So what could exit is anything you feel like you're doing out of just obligation, any excess responsibility, any outdated definition even of success. You could be realizing you've been doing more than you actually need to. That could be a big aha moment for you. All right, so that way freedom can enter. I think healthier relationships, better boundary setting could be connecting to this eclipse for you in some way. A new way of building success that actually will feel more sustainable. You could be reflecting on that and getting a clearer perspective. And what do you need to release? Again, Hanged Man in reverse. What do you need to release? That is a big question for Capricorns this eclipse season. And this is about also, it says, reveal what needs to be seen. Last quarter moon in Scorpio. Card 55, there's positive change here coming in. Things shifting into a positive light here. Hanged Man energy, right? Flexibility and adaptability are also going to come into focus for you, it feels like, with that Hanged Man in reverse. So try not to resist changes that come your way. Don't delay the inevitable. Again, Hanged Man in reverse. I mean, you cannot make this up. That is exactly Hanged Man in reverse. What else? Rejections for your protection. All right, and Dragonfly, Cosmic Destination, Soul Star Chakra, card 49. This is about expanding your thinking. So dreaming beyond what you believe is realistic. There's a higher path waiting to unfold for you. This is about letting your soul guide you. Now that is what I have for you, Capricorn. Please do show support. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Aquarius. I'm getting themes of like emotional openness for you. And you have the sun here. Wow. That's absolutely amazing. So for Aquarius, yeah, what we may need to say goodbye to, or just I'm getting like a stop sign with a hand kind of energy. Um, any sort of avoidance, anything that like lacks emotional depth, walls, resistance, avoidance, that all may be coming to sort of a conclusion during this eclipse and in the months that follow, so that a deeper connection can come in. Anything deeper, more deep. Like it doesn't even have to be a relationship with like a person. It could be a relationship to your work, but like looking for more depth. So a willingness to let people see more of who you really are, stepping into the sun, right? Into that spotlight. It's going to lead to happiness. We have meditate and contemplate here with the new moon in Pisces for you. We have know your worth with a new moon in Taurus. Yeah, there's a lot of newness here for you, and an increase in vitality and just, again, showing yourself more to the world. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Could have been something you've been working on for a while. Sign of progression, things aligning for a new spiritual journey. Good luck sometimes comes disguised as bad luck. And also what's leaving is meant to. I'm getting that message right now, clairaudiently. And then you have, there's still time to change the road you're on. It's never too late. And Vulture, card 47, DNA doorway, crown chakra. The magic you seek is already within you. Listen to the wisdom of your body and allow your full potential to come to life. Again, allowing others to see that within you. That's what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here, Aquarius. Wishing you a happy week and a happy eclipse. Pisces. All right, Pisces, what do we have for you? Give it a good mix. 4 of Pentacles, Pisces. So for Pisces, this is holding on to some sort of old emotional cycle. I know it's Pentacles, but it does feel like this theme of like, always being the one to give, even, whether it's emotional or financial or whatever, and just not getting enough. So there's like some sort of attachment that no longer feels real, actually, with that 4 of Pentacles. It could be some sort of old emotional cycle that's exiting, or a version of yourself that's you've outgrown, okay? You could be ready to release something that you've been holding on to for a very long time, whether it's physical, emotional. Yeah, this is so that you can make room for peace. Also, themes of like self-trust, a stronger intuition, peace, a deeper connection to who you're becoming. That feels like kind of like a return to yourself. All right, that's what this eclipse could be doing for you. And it's your eclipse, it's a Pisces lunar eclipse. We have the end of a tough cycle approaching. Okay, full moon in Capricorn. Yeah. All right, what else for Pisces? Push through any insecurity. I'm going to get another one for you. Make time for self-love. Yep. So yeah, this completely makes sense with the rest of what I was getting intuitively. What else do we have for Pisces? Messages from our future higher self. Be careful who you take advice from. You may want to keep something to yourself until you're more down the road to, like, closer to it being finished or complete. All right, so not necessarily sharing your ideas with everybody, because they might then put their energy on it, and you're super sensitive to energy as a water sign in any way, and very intuitive, and you don't need other people's energy mucking up your plans, right? All right, so all the right things will come to you in the most unexpected ways. Yes. What else for Pisces? 222, expansion. Your spirit, mind, and soul are growing. All right. But I feel like, yeah, you've been holding back for a while, because I almost feel like you just haven't been around the right people with the right audience or something. It's not meant for everyone, what you have. Okay. And then we have reindeer, circulation, card 39, third eye chakra. Life is a continuous cycle of endings and new beginnings. Yes, you know that. Honor your natural rhythms instead of struggling against your flow. And then on the bottom, you have dolphin, divine birthright, card 28, heart chakra. Abundance is your true nature, Pisces. There's nothing you need to do to deserve your heart's desires. Allow the universe to shower you with divine blessings. that is what I have for you. So I hope this helped in some way. Please do like the video, subscribe, leave a comment. It all helps. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful week and a fabulous eclipse.